Everyone, it's Amy at Dragonspit Apothecary. Happy August. I hope you were able to catch my full moon reading earlier this week on Monday. It was for the Sturgeon full moon, which pretty insightful little reading we had. If you're new here, welcome. I do oils and oracles every Friday, and I also do them on full moons. And we also offer on Thursdays a session where you can ask your questions and I pull cards for you personally in a small group setting, of course. But you're welcome to attend those. All you have to do is sign up on my website to save a spot. They're completely free. And then these Friday readings we do are just something a little fun, kind of check in once a week, pull some cards, and kind of discuss what is going on. So I am using the fairies card this week. I haven't used these a whole bunch, and I think they're so delightful. They're just really a sweet little card set. So if you remember, if you've been following this for a while, you know this, but the fairies card, when we have a darker colored card, it's speaking more to things that are inside us, okay? And the lighter cards are going to be for things that are external to us. So as we go through this reading, I'll explain that, but just kind of heading into it, I want you to be aware that we have both kind of darker colored cards and lighter colored cards in this deck, and they mean different things in terms of inside us and outside of us, okay? So we have 3 cards. The first one is what we need this weekend, the second for next week, and then the third is a card from the universe. So our very first card is one of the darker cards, and it's for friendship. Okay, so this card, and I'll read what it says. Fairies and humans are alike, and they need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So let me tell you a little bit more about this card. This one comes to us, and you see it's a darker color, so it's our ability, interest, and sometimes even our own self-imposed behaviors and habits that influence our friendships. So this is about reconciling these things inside us to be able to build healthy friendships with others, okay? So it's talking about our need to trust others, and you know who you can trust and who you can't. Sometimes you learn it after the fact, but you do learn it. And be able to share our thoughts with another person. And this card is telling us to reach out to old and new friends, gather our friends around us. There's power in numbers, and seek advice from others, and receive hope from them, get their point of view, check in, right? Because sometimes a different person's perspective helps us kind of form our own answers to things that we need to that are on our minds and we have to work out. So this one is talking to, being a good friend, right? So again, that's an internal thing that we can control, being a good friend to someone else, allowing them to be a source of trust that they can use in their own life, okay? So again, it's kind of that reverse of who we can trust, but also who can trust us and who, feels comfortable letting us into their inner circle. It could also mean it's time to make new friends, right? Because sometimes you get in those situations where you kind of learn who your friends are. And sometimes, we need different types of relationships at different times in our life, okay? So this particular card I have aligned with a couple oils. Again, you guys know I only use doTERRA. I highly recommend them because of the quality, integrity of the company. It's just an all-around great product. If you don't use doTERRA and you have questions, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to provide you information about what I've learned about them, where I use them, how I use them, etc. So the 2 oils I've put with this card of friendship is vetiver and cedarwood. Okay, so both of those are very grounding oils. They're very centering. They allow us to kind of sort through ourselves and open our heart and be in a place of comfort when we do that. Cedarwood particularly is used in a lot of anxiety type situations for support around that nervousness, anxiety type feelings that we get. And of course, vetiver is a very soothing oil. A lot of people use that at nighttime to help them just relax and rest and turn their mind off, right? And sometimes you need to do that when you are dealing with things, matters of the heart, and figuring out, that inner circle trust, sacred trust level of relationships in our life, right? We want to come from a point of calmness, centeredness, and clarity before we, kind of spill the beans to everyone, right? Because sometimes you don't want to spill the beans to everyone. So that's what we need this weekend is friendship, okay? And not only for ourselves, but maybe there's someone in our life who needs that close friend right now. Okay, so the second card is what we need next week. And I haven't, when I saw the first card of friendship and then I saw this one, again, while it's a light colored card, it points to, if you interpret the first one as friendship and things that we're needing from other people and that ability to trust, then you're going to see this one being very directly related on both, what we need and maybe what someone needs from us. So this card is ask for help. Okay, so and the words on it are angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So again, if you think about the friendship card, that is spot on to what a lot of things we just talked about there. And now this card is kind of turning to that higher angelic and spiritual type help, right? So there are times when we need that celestial or higher power assistance. And that might be one of these. Maybe that's the friendship you turn to, you know. And they, allowing that clearing of traffic to allow healing to happen, right? So this might be something to do with, physical ailment, a mental ailment, a broken heart, and allowing that support to come in and help us overcome that. And, allowing us to let our guard down to receive help. Sometimes that's a big part of this. So, fairies are often called the angels of nature. So again, there's a very natural element to this card, and it's encouraging us to be grounded and in connection with not only our heart but our spirit, because that's where you're going to hear that inner voice most clearly. So that there are no rules around this, right? We're each unique in the need and how this works, but it's kind of talking about that divine connection when we ask for help. Okay, and that can come through nature, it can come through other people, it can come through animals, but it's that connection on a higher level. Okay, kind of like that person who steps in that you didn't expect it and they saved the day for you, right? Kind of that divine intervention type help is what this could mean. So, a very interesting card, right? So, again, I put cedarwood with this one because I think you need that clarity of mind and to be at peace to receive these type of messages. I also put breathe. This is a doTERRA blend. It's specifically engineered for respiratory, and it helps clear the airways, of course, and anything congestion related, right? And sometimes when you are in a situation where you need help, not sure quite how to ask for help, who to ask for help, how to pray about it, sometimes you need that removal of congestion, if you will, physically and mentally, to be able to do that. And so I put breathe with that. The other one I put with this is clary sage. So clary sage is actually a very, I call it a mystical oil. It is very in tune to our intuition. It's very supportive, especially for us females in our reproductive system, which is a lot of where our intuition comes from, kind of that female intuition. This is why this is such an important oil for us. And that kind of helps us understand our greater wisdom, okay? And again, that's where those voices and that messaging and that connection to our higher power can stem from, especially on the feminine side. Okay, so next week, ask for some help. It's okay to ask. All right, this next one. So this is our card from the universe. And this is kind of, I think, why these two first cards are what they are. And I think it's going to make a lot of sense when I show you. So this is a light card, and it's about journey. So the journey card and what it says on the bottom, it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. So if you think about the friendship, the asking for help, maybe it's because we're about ready to start a journey, physically, mentally, spiritually. Maybe we're getting ready to change something drastic in our lives. Maybe we're taking a trip. Gosh, wouldn't that be nice after months and months of social distancing to get on a plane and go somewhere? Maybe it's a physical move in residence or jobs, or there's lots of journeys in our lives, right? So if you think about if you're struggling with that and you need help, you see the build up here. All these cards are very familiar, right? So it could be any type of journey, physically, mentally, spiritually. It could be life changing, big or small. It could be that maybe this is the nudge we need to start planning for a journey, or maybe something's come up unexpectedly and it's a new opportunity we should consider. All of these things are positive. So it's asking us to take the initiative, invite and follow, right? Invite and follow. So not to be scared at this time, because journeys can be intimidating, they can be overwhelming, they can bring some uncertainty, and because we don't do well with change, none of us. You can say all you want that you're change tolerant. I don't know many people who really are. But this is a chance for us to feel more fully alive, okay? Bringing us closer to our true purpose, true alignment in life, being able to relate on a new level to new people, and see things differently, okay? But a journey is imminent. And near or far, inner or outer, there's lots of possibilities for what this means. And I think the other two cards are intended to help us in that process. So the oil, I put a bunch of oils with this one because when you go on a journey, I know when I travel for work or on vacation, I take a lot of oils with me. I do not leave home with a suitcase that does not have oils. In fact, even if I'm going to the grocery store, I have oils in my handbag. I am never without them. So when it said journey and I was researching what this card meant, I put a lot of oils with this because I thought about what you would need on a journey, whether it was a big one or a little one or, you know, any type of journey. So the things I put with this: spearmint. Spearmint is the oil of speaking our truth. And sometimes on a journey, whether it's forced, impromptu, or planned, we sometimes need help in expressing what we need. We need help in saying the words that are important to getting our needs met and not just shoving them under the rug because we're trying not to be inconvenient to someone else. So, spearmint is a really important travel oil for any journey. Ginger. Sometimes when change is really scary, we get digestive problems. We get the butterflies in our stomach, we get the heartburn, we can't sleep at night, we don't feel good, and it's all just because change is happening and we don't deal well with it. So, ginger, super important for any kind of journey. Clove. Clove is actually an insightful oil. It kind of helps us remember who we are, and it brings us back to our base and our north point in the world. And we can use clove as that kind of intuition type oil to support us on a journey. Okay, good stuff, right? Okay, the other one I put with this was black pepper. Black pepper is a very detoxifying oil. And sometimes when you're journeying, especially when you're physically traveling, you encounter a lot of things that are environmentally threatening to your health. They can, especially when I go on work trips, sometimes those are really stressful. Sometimes you're around a lot of different personalities that aren't comfortable. Black pepper is a protective oil. Okay, so it helps you eliminate all those factors and threats and feel that sense of security. Okay, peppermint. Peppermint is a very good travel oil for any kind of journey. I shouldn't say travel, I should say journey because you might not be going anywhere. But peppermint brings clarity, it brings energy, it brings focus, and it brings everything that you need to be physically and mentally clear on what exactly you are doing and why you're doing it. It's a very task-oriented oil. Okay. Then I put in this other oil, Blue Tansy. Now, Blue Tansy, I don't necessarily travel with this one because it's an expensive oil, but you'll find it in things like the doTERRA Deep Blue. That is very good for anti-inflammatory, soothing relief, kind of, and so you get some of the Blue Tansy benefits through that. A lot less expensive and very important for travel. But here's why I put Blue Tansy on this. If you're going on a journey, let's say that journey is mental, and you're working through a change in your job, a big relationship you have, something that you're changing about you. Okay, that journey is more home-based for you, right? Maybe you're going on a diet. That's a journey, sometimes not a very pleasant journey. Blue Tansy helps us be open to possibilities. It is the oil of initiative and creative thought and possibilities. Okay, so sometimes we don't know where we're going on our journey. Sometimes we feel stuck. Sometimes we feel like, well, yeah, I want to go, but I don't know where to start. Blue Tansy, I feel like, is a very important oil in this respect because it helps us get down to what we want and allow ourselves to feel that dream aspect of this, right? So again, you can get the Blue Tansy oil, which I highly recommend. It's wonderful, but it is an expensive oil. So when it's a budget, and you guys know from my blog, I'm very budget conscious. I don't preach to you anything that I don't do practice myself. But an alternative to that would be the Deep Blue, either in the oil, the lotion, the capsules. There's lots of variations to it to still have the Deep Blue benefits, as well as the Blue Tansy support, which I think would apply very importantly to a journey of any type. Okay, so there you have it, our 3 cards for this first Friday in August. I hope it's a beautiful month for you. I hope these cards were meaningful and supportive. If you found benefit and value in it, leave me some love on the video, please. Leave a comment that you liked it or what you would like to see different about it. I'm always open to your feedback. And share it with your friends. Gosh, let's get this out to some more people to really share in what's going on here every Friday. So appreciate your support. Look forward to doing this again with you next week. But in the meantime, if you ever need to reach me, just hop over to dragonspitapothecary.com. Find lots of resources. You'll find my blog. Talks about natural living on your terms, which includes budget. And you'll find ability to connect with me through chat or through the resources I have provided you. So have a great weekend. We'll talk again soon. Bye.